Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to share with you guys the curriculum that I have picked out for our 2020-2021 school year for my daughter. She is going to be doing kindergarten/first grade work. And I know that that's kind of confusing, but she's a fall birthday. She started school early, and so we kind of are in the middle. We do a little bit of both levels. So that if that's not the epitome of homeschool, then I don't know what is. So let me share with you what I've picked out for her. All right, my friends. So these are my all-time favorite videos. I love looking at curriculum. I love deciding which ones I want to use. I love thumbing through it. It's just my jam. I love it. So I really pour a lot of time, energy, and effort into picking the curriculum for my students. But like all school years, just because I've put all this time, energy, and love into picking the curriculum doesn't mean that it's going to last through the end of the school year. So what I'm picking today and what I'm excited about today may not have the same emotion toward it come the school year. So January, sometimes November, we begin thinking like we have to switch it up. So just know that this is all, it can be changed at a moment's notice, but this is what I'm excited about using for her. So in no particular order, we're just going to do kind of subject by subject down the row. Sorry about this little background, nice little backdrop. Okay, so let's start with Bible because all of your days should start with the Lord, right? So I have 3 items here. Oh, can we rewind for 30 seconds before we start? So I do summer school, and we have a summer basket. It's a very minimal compared to our full-time school year, but I do summer school. So we don't just pick up and start a school year after a big long summer break. I will try to film what I'm gonna put into our summer basket for this year so that you can get an idea of some of those things. But for my daughter, she is going to be doing this K1 Daily Summer Activities book. This is an Evan Moore resource, and they have it for all, bump grades. So just make sure that you get the one that's right for your student, and then it's just divided up. They're so great. I'm super excited to use this over the summer. So that I just wanted to throw that in there in case you're watching this during the summer and you're kind of thinking if there's something that you should be doing in between. Okay. So now back to Bible. Let's talk about this. So I have 3 resources that we're going to be doing at almost every day within our classroom. Now, I'm still trying to iron out how my school day is going to go. I feel like it's always a little different every year because you kind of pick and choose what you liked and then iron it all out. But this is kind of what my plan is. So in the beginning, we're going to read a scripture passage, and I have the Word of Life daily devotional book here for my daughter. Now they come in all different grades. So this is the early learners, ages 4 to 6. And they're just really simple. They have the day, and then they have a little activity, and they have a passage on the top here. Now they coordinate the full age group. So it's great because I also have a 3rd grader, and so I grabbed a level for my 3rd grader, and then I grabbed this level for her. So we will be able to read the passage together and talk about it, and then my daughter will have her level work that she can do, and my son will have his work, so we can have a real good kind of devotional time. Now, most of these passages are going to come from both the Old and the New Testament. As a church right now, we're studying the Book of Mormon, so we will still continue to study the Book of Mormon outside of our school time. We have evening devotionals where we read that and we study along with the Come Follow Me curriculum. So I just chose to do it this way because, I don't know, I just wanted to. So isn't that the beauty of it? So we're going to do this every day, and then we're going to have the Wisdom Kids. This is a resource that I wanted last year, but I didn't end up picking up because I went with a character curriculum that was online. Unfortunately, that platform, that company, they did an overhaul of their online presence. And so there were a lot of features that they wanted you to pay for, and it just was a lot more bulky and clunky than it was when I first started. So we only got through maybe 4 character qualities. So anyway, I decided to jump into Wisdom Kids. This is a 40 character building lessons, and they're one page. It's just a little story and then they have like, this is the story, and then you turn the page and they have like this activity, like question thing that you can do. So here's like a little caveat. I'm going to make several look in the book videos of some of these resources. So if there's something that catches your eye and you're like, I really want to dive into that, I want to know what it looks like, what kind of topics are studied, all of that kind of stuff, make sure you check my playlist. I think it's just called Look in the Book playlist. And then hopefully you'll be able to check out those resources. In fact, I think I have like this summer one is on there, so you can look at that. And then I don't think that I have the Word of Life Ministries, but they do have, they have a really good one, like a PDF one for a full week. In fact, I think you can download 5 weeks for free. Just go to Word of Life Ministries. I don't remember what their website is. I think it's wolstore.com. Check the description box below. I'll try to put the links for all this stuff. So anyway, now these have, because there's 40 lessons and we have 36 weeks in our school year, then I will probably do one per week. And like on one day we'll read it and talk about it and then skip a day. And then the third day we will like have some kind of activity or hands-on discussion type of I don't know. If I get really crazy, then I might like build a little curriculum around this so we can have like a bite-sized character study with that. And then I also have this book. This is Indescribable, 100 Devotions About God and Science. I picked this book up at the beginning of last year with the intention to couple it with our science curriculum. And unfortunately, if you followed our story, our science just kind of fell apart as it usually does. And so I think we read maybe 1 or 2 of these. So I'm intending to read 1 per day as a part of our morning devotions, just so that we can have an additional discussion. I might like interchange these, so do like this one day and then this one day or something like that. But I am intending to have like a more intentional morning time, and that's going to be a part of that. So that kind of concludes our Bible time. Now, it's kind of a trial and error in the beginning, but I'm hoping to only spend about, 5-10 minutes, maybe 15 if it's like a really good discussion. But it's just a really brief start to our day where we can praise God and recognize Him in our life before we start just the everyday curriculum. So that's the plan with that. Let's talk about English. So I actually registered her for an online preschool program. It's called Upstart. So it's by the company called Waterford. I would encourage you to look into it because they are in several states across the country. They are a free online curriculum that teaches English and math to your student. But it is for your student if they're going to be the year before they go into kindergarten. So they have to be 4 years old by like September 1st or something like that in order to qualify for the program. And anyway, because my daughter is so like accelerated and advanced, she's already doing first grade work. I'm a little bit nervous that it might not be enough for her, but when I was looking into it, they said that they had built their curriculum up to like second grade work. So in theory, she should be able to find stuff that is at her grade level, not just like learning the phonics and numbers 0 through 10 or whatever, because she's doing subtraction and addition right now. So anyway, I have plans to enroll her in that. She's going to go take a placement test as the school year gets closer, and then I'll know for sure whether or not she qualifies and if she'll be able to get some value out of that. So I have plans for her to be doing that, and that's really the bulk of her English curriculum. I do still have this. This is language arts. Sorry about that, like, I got some external lighting. So that's fun, but I still haven't figured out how to like not have that glare on my stuff. So just look past it, okay? So here we have Language Arts and Literature. This is the Level K course book by The Good and the Beautiful. And this was their revised version. I got it, I think it's like the third edition, I'm gonna say. I can't remember for sure. Yeah, third edition. And I've really enjoyed doing this. We've gotten through about half of the stuff. I think we're on like lesson 42, 50. We're in like lesson 50. So she's got several lessons left to do. So kind of depending on how Upstart pans out, then we might go back to looking at this and finishing up this curriculum. So that's that. And then we also have, this is her reading stuff. This is an Evan Moore product. It's an at-home tutor. It's called Kindergarten Reading. And we started this last year, but it really was more advanced than she was ready because it had some phonics rules that we hadn't covered, like the magic E, which makes the vowel say its name, and anyway, that sort of stuff. So we got about halfway through and then I stopped. So we'll pick this up and she'll kind of have this as just an additional practice for her English. And then we are also going to be doing a spelling unit. Now, I learned my lesson with my son. We went several years without any really good spelling because I was new and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But after a lot of trial and error and then pouring myself into a lot of resources and research to try and figure out something that I felt would be a good resource for us, I did decide to go with All About Spelling, the level 1 book for her and my son. They're going to do it together. Now, my son's in 3rd grade, so he's going to be moving through it much quicker than her, but it'll give her the good foundation that my son missed because his mom was figuring out what the heck was going on. So anyway, we've got level 1 for this, and just kind of a tip for you that I learned. So it comes with the teacher's manual, which I just showed you. These are like the manipulatives or whatever they're called. So they have these like tiles that put magnets on the back of them so that it's a very hands-on curriculum. They also have an app for these, so you don't have to use them, but I'm gonna start with the tiles just because I think it's good to have more hands-on work, and screens and my children can sometimes turn into a bit of a mess. So, and these are like tracking stickers. And then it also comes with, this is the student packet. Now, because I'm doing 2 students for level 1, I thought that I would get 2 of these packets, but these are just the, they're like cards, right? Flashcards with the words that your students are mastering. And what I kind of decided was I don't think you need 2 of these if you're teaching 2 students. If you're teaching 3, you might want 3 of them, but it is helpful to have multiple because then you can see like this is student A's file box and this is student B's, and you can kind of see who's mastered what. But for me, I just kind of think that my 3rd grader is going to be far enough along that that's not going to be that big of a problem, and I can just keep their pages, they're like cards separate. So I ended up returning the second one I had of this, and I just kept the one. So anyway, just a word to the wise, you might, even if you're teaching multiple students, you could probably get away with just 1 student packet. So all right, so that's that. As far as reading goes, we are going to have several read alouds as a family. I haven't picked those books out yet, but we always have like a stack of books that we try to read through every year. And then I also have the Level K reader. This is from The Good and the Beautiful. It came with the curriculum, so I will have her just continue to read this so that she really does enjoy it. They're very short books, and so it'll just kind of solidify that additional practice so that she becomes a more confident reader as she, reads those words over and over and over again. Okay, math for her. So we are currently finishing Horizons Book 2 of the kindergarten level. She's been going through that fairly nicely, and we finished off our school year at about lesson 120. So she's going to actually pick up there and finish the first semester with those. There are 180 lessons in the Horizons curriculum. So she's got about 60 to go, and that'll put us through a couple of months at least. And then I went ahead and grabbed the level 1 book 1, and she can go ahead and start this. Now, because she's already so advanced in doing work that none of her peers are doing, we go through math really slow. And if there's a concept or a day where she's kind of struggling or she doesn't want to do all 10 of the problems or something like that, then we're super flexible and really kind of easy with that because she is already so far ahead of where her peers are that I don't ever feel like I need to push her, or if there's a concept that really is too difficult for her to grasp, then we just skip it and move on to practice what she is comfortable with. And then as she gets older, we'll go back and pick up whatever it is that she may be confused about, and I can't think, like time, we were doing time, but I remember when I was doing time in first grade with my son, and money for that matter, I remember having conversations about like, he's really struggling with this, he's not getting it, and now he's in third grade and he does fine. So sometimes I think when you're like in the mire, it's hard to see yourself being able to get out of this, and you really want to support your student. But having my third grader now, I'm like, oh, well, he picked it up and it worked out, and I didn't really have to put that much additional supplemental material into it. Like, he did fine. So anyway, be that as it may, she's going to do this too. So the other thing that we're going to be doing is looping this year. So I started looping last year with my kids, and it worked out really well. So I'll have the subjects that I want to make sure we do every day, which is almost always Bible, English, and math. And then outside of that is going to be our extra activities and additional curriculum that I want to include in our school, but doesn't need to be done every single day. So I created a looping calendar, and I'll have to edit that and kind of fine tune it before the school year starts. But I do kind of have an idea of what I want to loop. So first, we will loop our read alouds, meaning that I'm not going to read aloud to my students every single day. It will be part of the loop, so we'll hit it when it comes around. I'm going to do an art class. We're going to use this resource. It's Teach Art to Children. This is an Evan Moore resource, and it's good for grades 1 through 6. So we started this last year, and we did like the first 2 chapters. It was like lines and shapes, and it was just super fun, really easy, really laid back to give a good foundational understanding of art, and not necessarily studying like a particular painter or a painting style. You just learn about different things like texture and value and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know, line, shape, color, value, texture, form, and space. So anyway, that'll be in the loop. We're going to do PE as one of our loops. Also computer games. My kids really love playing online learning games, and there's a bunch of free things out there, stuff that you can pay for. So usually I just find one for my kids that they like. Right now they really like ABC. Yeah, so abcya.com. It's free, and there's just some fun learning games on there. My son really likes to do Adventures Academy, which is by the makers of ABC Mouse. So anyway, there's just all kinds of like little learning games online. So we will rotate that into our loop. We'll also have a day where we just do like games, learning games. So whether it's like puzzles, or I have a stack of geo boards, or just, you know, cards, or anyway, just like gamifying learning. And then the other one that I have is this one. This is going to be healthy habits for kids, and this is her science curriculum. And although her brother will be doing science every day, she's just going to be doing whatever. This just kind of will throw in as a loop, as one of the loops. And this has topics like healthy food, like what kind of food is healthy, what's not healthy, your body, how to move your body, you need to stretch, you need to, you know, that sort of stuff. So it's very, very simple. This is grades 1 to 2. So we'll kind of talk about that. And I forgot to get it out, but I also have a history curriculum that I'm going to do with my daughter and my youngest son, who is going to be in preschool. And it's something that I got off of Teachers Pay Teachers, and I've done it in years past. It's called Little Thinkers, and I'm going to put a link on it below. But it's just a Teachers Pay Teachers resource, and she's got some PowerPoints that you go through, and it's a lot of like civics and citizenship, and you know, what country do you live in, and what is a neighborhood, what's a community, all of that like good foundational stuff that my daughter hasn't done yet because we were kind of busy doing with what my son was doing. And since my youngest one is bringing up the year, I thought it was a good time to kind of dive into that again. So I will put that down below. Again, it's called Little Thinkers, and I think it's called History or Little Thinkers Social Studies maybe. So anyway, I'll put that down below. It's been a really great resource, and I think I bought like 3 of her 5 units that she created. So anyway, so that is what I'm going to be doing with my daughter this year. And things maybe, of course, I'm not even going to say may. Things will definitely get added and thrown in or thrown out as the year goes along, because that's how homeschooling works. And you just kind of start with something and see if it works out, and then kind of move your way through it until it's not working anymore. So anyway, really excited. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and follow our homeschool life for the 2020-2021 school year. I've been doing our homeschool life series for the last 4 years, and it's fun to just kind of document things that we're doing and how things are flowing. So that's good. And then make sure you check my playlist called, I think it's called A Look in the Book, or something like that. Anyway, so then you can look into any of these resources that I pointed out today that you are interested in or you want to learn more about. Of course, leave me a question in the comments below and I'll shoot you an answer when I see that pop up. So anyway, thanks for kind of following along in our journey. Hopefully you found something resourceful here and valuable. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel so you can see when new videos pop up over here. Thanks guys, and we'll talk to you in another one of my videos.